Now let's previous episodes we're talking last couple of them. So before the last couple, revolution and lots of things happening. Chance to work with journalists, make money, get a fabulous car, which was totally wrecked somewhere in Switzerland. It had Swiss number plates. This guy wouldn't took a lot of money, a fortune for those days. Cheated. Anyway, eventually, with a lot of phone calls and a lot of effort, and finally with a visit from some tall, strong guys, he said, "Okay, let's get you to the car." This is it. They have to work on it to make another car, basically. But there you go. This is where your money is. So yeah, the car disappeared, and a bribe for a policeman to do his job, really, and asked a few questions, pressed someone, and then car was abandoned somewhere. But let me get back, because as I said, so much was happening, I forgot that maybe somewhere in January, February. Oh no, it was before Easter. It was before Easter, but Easter 1990. So after the revolution. After the revolution, I contacted a few of the people I used to know and got very close with two. There's the erotic relationship, sexual, and eventually we intended to become a marital arrangement with Claire, when that was abandoned by the bastard here. And there was something else. I had a group with two buses. There was another guy in the other one, and they asked me about it. Some guy. Dă-te mă jos, mă! Te mănânc dacă faci așa. Dă-te jos. Eu te mă la el. Ia vezi. I brought him a jungle here, and he keeps poking holes in the roof, and the other escapes, and then he wants to come back, screams to high heaven, and you can't go and take him because he's at the end of the tree where you can't climb. Branches keep him, but they would just give in with you and you die, and the idiot is left orphan. And more screams. Yeah. And I said he's such a fine boy, even when he was actually obnoxious. But a close bond with the British, and somehow we corresponded with John Foster, a teacher there. Dă-te mă jos, futus, mama, mă. Dă-te jos, tău. Idiot, I'm telling you 1,000 times. So, BDSM movie. What is it? Sadistic movie. But as I said, the other one escapes. And he escaped, and it was very close. The last time, or one of the last times he escaped, it looked like you can't get him back. And he was shouting for the whole city to hear. And it wasn't getting anywhere. You couldn't get him down. He wanted to come, but he didn't. He was so silly. Anyway, and this one has poked holes into the. And I brought him 1,000 trees here to chew, to whatever, do something. Anyway, what was I doing? Yeah, okay. And what they did was in Cheltenham. They were from Cheltenham. In Cheltenham, they placed something in the local paper, because they asked in the correspondence, what do you need? when I didn't know what to say, or I thought this is something. Computers. We were in the Stone Age on so many levels after the revolution, in so many ways, and this was one of them, I guess. And so they published an article in the local paper, Cheltenham or the area or something, with a picture of me, and something like you could help. Romania had a revolution, and this is one of our friends there or something, and you could help by if you have an obsolete, have a computer that you don't use anymore. And eventually, what they did was they collected some computers, indeed, and and then lots of things. I mean, from biscuits to soap. I'm thinking, I can't recall. From books, yeah, to second-hand books to some clothes. And he came with a minivan. And Juan came with a man, an older man, 70s or something. It was something for them to drive in a British registered van with a wheel on the steering wheel on the wrong side, as we would say. And I could see it was so crazy to pass something else, and you had so many carts and things at that time to pass here, and it was often it looked like impossible because you don't see. You have to go all the way out, if you get what I'm saying, to be able to see. I mean, with a car on the right side, on the proper side of the car, you just go a little to the left and you see if I can do it. If you're on the right, you have to go all the way. Okay, so that was something that was tense at times because we drove some way back, and so they came with half that van for us. It was also Socrate. It became a we were in business and we were friends. I don't know if we still are. I hope we are. Otherwise, what friend there is there? And so they left half that with us. I mean, so many things, some food, some clothes, some whatever they could gather, and half would be destined to a place in Oltenia. I have no idea what the name of the place is anymore, but that was some adventure, and that would be for some episodes. And that's the idea, like Naughty Balzac is doing there. Some quite a few of the things we were given, we sold, and through the consignazia, there were shops like that, and we had a capital to sort of work with it with Socrate. And then we decided we will travel with them to Oltenia, to this place, to this village, which they had contacted and wanted to help. There was an impressive, generous effort on their side, and more broadly speaking, from others. Opération Village Roumain, that's a thing with Belgium. We would go to Belgium with some people involved in that. This would be for 20 episodes, 120 maybe from now. But that was sort of crazy with this village, and I will tell you why. First off, so I said with Socrate we'll do this together because we were so friendly with them. They've been so nice, so generous, and we would keep in contact with them, and we would go to Baia Mare for a future adventure. Again, I will get to that too later in the week, later in the next year, we'll see. No, next year, no, because it's too close to this, I think. Or was it next year? But I better connect them, because otherwise I will forget. As I was nearly forgetting this adventure in Oltenia. So Socrates went. It was around Easter. And so he went home for a little in Slobozia. And he was born. He was from Slobozia, not from Bucharest. And then we said, we'll meet you at Craiova, the railway station, because this village was somewhere around Craiova, I'd say. And that's what we did. And at the railway station, I said to him, look, I mean, the van stopped somewhere in the parking. And I said, okay, I'll go and get him. And I'll meet you here in some minutes. So the train arrives. And so the train arrived. I went to Socrates and I said, look, he didn't speak English at that time. We were laughing with him because we also went in the discos. Maybe I should make a note and tell you something about that. Or maybe you remind me if I forget. So that was one thing also happening. The discos open, the club. There was a club at the Polytechnic. And there was Depeche Mode, Personal Jesus, Strange Love, and so on. There were hits we loved and we enjoyed so much. And I went for most of the time with Adrian. And once in a while there was also Socrates. And remember this scene, this moment in the disco one? There was also the Fine Young Cannibals, FIC. She drives me crazy. And since he didn't know and he didn't get the lyrics, this leitmotif, she drives me crazy. She drives me crazy. And he had long hair and he was reminding us of the joke. The mosquito comes at the elephant's house, and the elephant, yes, what is it? I came for the elephant. Elephant seeker. The female elephant. I don't. In our language, we have one word which will make the difference. It's the female elephant. Elephantress. So I'm looking for the female elephant, and who should I say? What is it about? It's John for the disco. It's like it's imaginary hair. It's one of the absurd. We had quite a few absurd jokes. Let me say another one. Something like, again, it's translation. Anyway, it's so absurd it would not lose or gain through translation. How much? 5. What 5? What? How much? Something like that. Silly. In the vein of the Eugenio Ionesco, maybe. I mean, not with that same qualities, that sophistication at level, but absurd. It's not rhinoceros on the streets, but some silly questions and answers. So she drives me crazy. And since he didn't know English, I said, okay, listen, when we go at the van and we meet them, you say I hate you, because that's what they say for Easter. Okay, I mean, to be nice. Socrates was and still is a decisive, a determined man. He's strong. He's this tall. I don't know, taller, quite taller than me, and he was imposing. It still is. He's getting on in his years, but and he was very ambitious, very determined and decisive. I say again what I said, but to emphasize repetition, to emphasize. So he goes with power and meaning it. Okay, I wish you this. I wish you happiest. Only what I made him say was not happiest. Was, I hate you. I hate you. So I don't know if the June Foster. I mean, I said it was a joke and so on, and I wanted to have him fool him, trick him with this, trap him, and so on. A prank, but I don't know if the nice gentleman, the old companion she had with her, ever got over this, and some other things, so strange, bizarre country and crazy things happening. He was confused for the rest of the time since coming in, but also or more on the way out. And after this, somebody comes to him and I hate you. Okay, so more.